What's up everyone, this is Namernan, and we are in the middle of a game. A very big and important game, actually. So this is a Bo3 between Wanka and Leru, and these two players are fighting for their team's ability to actually make it into the playoffs of MPL. And this is a very important match because right now the Tricos, which is the team that Wanka is on, are 1-0 in this tiebreaker. And the oh, we have protective pads. Torpil, huh? That's an interesting set. Very interesting set. Alright, but as I was saying, this match is important because if Wanka wins, the Tricos immediately make it into the playoffs for MPL. But if Wanka loses here, the Bo3 at least, Leru is able to win. I mean, Leru is able to give his team a chance to actually make the playoffs. So yeah, and Leru is on the Miniors, so it's Miniors versus Tricos right now. But yeah, so far this is a really bad matchup for Leru, mainly because of the fact that Torpil is, well, he was protective pads, which basically guaranteed rocks, which is kind of a decent tech, won't lie, but I'm not sure if his Blacephalon is going to be enough to carry this matchup. Also, he's out of Sun, unless he's Charizard Mega Y, which he probably isn't, because he's a big advocate of Charizard X, although this may be Y because he does have Victini, which is interesting. I don't think you'd actually use X on a Victini team, I don't think. Usually you'd use like Y with a Victini, but he does have two other special attackers, so there's probably a good chance that it's still X. But yeah, aside from all that, Leru is probably deciding if he can actually OHKO Garchomp with anything. HP Ice Blacephalon might be able to get the OHKO, but he basically wants to prevent rocks from going up because this is Generation 7. This means that he can't put down rocks at all. I mean, he can't, he doesn't have heavy duty boots for any of his Pokemon, so he can't actually like avoid rocks, which is going to be really important for Pokemon like Volcarona and Victini a little bit. So yeah, he wants to play this very carefully. He's taking a lot of time to decide his next move. I honestly don't know his sets at all, because he could be Choice Band Victini, which is obviously incredibly disgusting in the sun, because that thing can 2-hit KO Toxapex in the sun with a Choice Banded V-Create in the sun, which is really, really strong, obviously. But aside from ridiculous defensive calcs like that, Choice Band is obviously really slow and doesn't outspeed Garchomp, which will just Earthquake or just evenly set up Stealth Rock. And Leru does not want him to set up Stealth Rock right now, so he's trying to figure out his win path. If he doesn't have HP Ice on Blacephalon, I think he might lose already. But if he does have HP Ice, I feel like he might have a chance. He did end up breaking the Sash of the Garchomp, which is pretty good. Alright, he sends out Volcarona. So rocks are going up, it looks like. He might be trying to go straight for the win here. I don't know, this play is pretty odd, but he must not have HP Ice on Blacephalon, because he probably would have sent that out if he did. Because speed here is faster than Garchomp. Yeah, he's faster than Garchomp. So it feels like Specs or something. I don't even know if Specs Shadow Ball killed it. I'm pretty sure. I think it should, but it might not. I think it should though, but aside from that, he probably, with Specs, it's probably like Scarf on it. Probably like Scarf, so that way his Victini can run Band or something. But yeah, he does send out Volcarona. It's probably gonna Quiver Dance or something. Because I don't think I've ever seen a choice Volcarona ever, so I really don't think it's going to be anything else. But he's probably going to click Quiver Dance, and he probably already has clicked Quiver Dance. Except I don't know what move he's going to put out next, because I don't think he has anything that actually OHKOs Garchomp. At least as far as I'm aware, he doesn't have anything that OHKOs Garchomp. He might have Z-Move actually. Yeah, Z-Move might OHKO Garchomp actually. But aside from that, doesn't really have anything else. So yeah, this is gonna be a really interesting order of events. Also, yeah, Z-Move definitely kills here. I'm pretty sure, because that really strong Z-Move is gonna get boosted by the sun. So yeah, probably gonna see a kill here. We see the Savage Spin Out instead, which does get the kill on Garchomp. Savage Spin Out has been seeing some usage on fire, so I'm not entirely surprised that I saw that. But it does mean that he has Bug Buzz, which means he does get a little bit walled by Altaria. Especially if he's running dual stab. And he's probably running he might be running HP Ground for a Heatran. Like I said, I don't know his stats specifically, but I do think that. So it goes for Quiver Dance again, which isn't a terrible play, because obviously he walls Altaria. At least right now. There's a good chance that his Volcarona is not Roost. It probably isn't Roost, but knowing Leru, it might be, because he is known for his more unconventional builds. Because as you already saw, he has Torkoal with Protective Pads, which is just not common on fire at all. At least at the time I played Gen 7, which is very recently, it was not a common set at all, so yeah, I definitely do think that this team is definitely not your ordinary fire team. So I can't really say that I know what he's going to do next, but alright, so we do see the Flamethrower, which does crit his Altaria, which may or may not have mattered. There's a good chance it mattered, but I don't think. Oh, and like I said, he's bruised. Yep, he's grazing. Unfortunately, he is walled by Como though, so that's going to be a problem for later. And he has to Roost again because he's in range of Extreme Speed from Dragonite right now. And Dragonite can obviously take Flamethrower. Except he can just switch into Bullsephalon at any point and just go crazy off that. So yeah, Leru still has a win path here, shockingly enough, despite rocks being down. Because now that Altaria is heavily chipped, he's actually able to create an opening with either Bullsephalon or Charizard and just go crazy on the entire type. So he's not in a bad position right now. Only problem is that obviously rocks is going to limit the amount of times he can actually try and find opportunities, so he has to play very carefully. But yeah, Leru has to choose between roosting here or clicking Flamethrower to kill off the Altaria. I think he might want to roost, but if he roosts, he lets Como in for free essentially, and that's not good. Alright, he goes hard Dragonite like I thought he would, and yeah, he's in KO range of Extreme Speed now. Choice Banded Extreme Speed. Which is why he needs to think about roosting. Oh, he didn't die. Was that a roll? That had to have been a roll, right? Okay, well whatever. Como always sets up here. And it's definitely soundproof because soundproof is the standard for Gen 7 Comos, so we're definitely going to probably see the Z move here. Leru's probably going to roost here. Yeah, he roosts. And the Z move comes out. He obviously eats it because he's +2 Volcarona. And now Leru's probably gonna spam Roost and just try and wear down his okay, so we do see a Stomp from Wanka, which will allow Leru to actually finally die. I'm not sure why he did that. He should have known better. Alright, he does get the burn again on Como, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, I don't know why he went for Bug Buzz there. That was kind of crazy. I'm not sure if he just straight up forgot that Como ran soundproof. Oh, Wanka disconnected. Yeah, he's not actually gone. His net is just acting up right now, so that's probably going to happen a few more times this Bo3 series. But yeah, he should come back eventually. Alright, so Leru loses his Volcarona. Wanka is now back. Alright, so we're probably going to see Blacephalon come out now and try and clean up, because the team is very weakened. So yeah, if he Scarf Blacephalon, he just clicks Shadow Ball and immediately threatens the entire team. Can't switch in anything, he just literally claims him on it here. Sorry about that. Yeah, we do see Blacephalon get the kill on Como, and Latias comes in to obviously try and revenge kill, which it will not. And Victini comes in, probably going to U-turn onto Latias to try and put Blacephalon back in to get another kill. Not sure why Wanka's Psychic there, but I guess it was... Nah, I'm not sure. But we do see a Latias KO, and Leru wins at this point of the game, in the game. Yeah, there's nothing Wanka can do to win at this point. So yeah, we see a Dragon Claw from Charizard. And if he has any coverage move, really kills here. So yeah, Flare Blitz gets the kill. Leru wins a really hard matchup for Fire. Very good, very good. Now Protective Pads, Torkoal definitely saved him a little bit, because it allowed him to create an opening with Volcarona and really go to town on Wanka's entire team. Savage Spin Out, actually, I'm not sure if Savage Spin Out really mattered that game. Because, actually, yeah, it might have mattered, because Dragon doesn't resist Bug, so I guess he did hit a majority of the Dragon types pretty hard. But aside from that, yeah, I think this team was definitely well prepared for Dragon, and Leru seemed to it looks like Leru definitely practiced this matchup, because he played it really well, so I'm gonna have to give him a lot of credit where credit is due. But yeah, very good match by Leru, very impressed. Let's see what happens next. If I had to guess, Wanka might go to Gen 6, because he's not good at Gen 8. He doesn't like Gen 8 either, I'm pretty sure, so there is that. But yeah, he might be Gen 6 or Gen 5. My prediction is Gen 6 though, because I think he likes that gen a little bit more. So I can't wait to see what they do next. Sorry about that. I got preoccupied with something, but we are still waiting for the next match. But yeah, Wanka definitely likes. I also figured out that Wanka is actually picking Sword and Shield as his next meta game, which is very odd, because if you're down a game and you want to try and like close out the season, and you want to like try and give your team a chance at playoffs, I don't think you'd really pick Sword and Shield, especially in the Bo3 setting, because the chances of you getting matchupped is really, really high. But yeah, we do see the Gen 8 game come out. We see Wanka bring a rather interesting Psychic team. I only say rather interesting because he has a Necrozma, which is not a very common mon in this generation. But it is here, and it is going to do work. We also see Leru bringing normal, which doesn't seem like he'll have a particularly rough time with this type. He brought the super standard normal too. Nothing really special about that team. It looks extremely standard. Normal actually doesn't have super terrible matchup against Psychic, but I think this particular Psychic team is going to give Leru a really hard time. Yeah, this team might give him a really hard time. It doesn't really have any good physical attackers though, so that's going to be kind of the problem. Because Chansey can potentially wall this entire team. Unless he's like Scarf Jirachi, which he most likely is, but yeah, there's a really, really rough chance that he might. Alright, so we see the Diggersby come out first, which is obviously one of the better leads, because you basically get to force out a lot of things. Actually no, it's because you beat Hatterin first. And yeah, leading Chansey would normally be the play in this matchup, but because Hatterin is just able to bounce back your hazards, there's not really much you can do about it. Yeah. I'm not sure why Wanka didn't go Hatterin once there. That's kind of weird. I guess he was fearing teleport or something. But we do see Leru pull out his teleport first, which means Wanka can put his teleport out next. Because Slowbro is slower than Chansey, which is very interesting. I mean, it's not interesting, but neat tech. But yeah, not sure who Leru's gonna go into. If I had to predict, probably gonna try and be. Probably gonna put in Diggersby, honestly, because I think that forces out his most favorable options. Because if he puts in Diggersby, Hatterin can't come in, and he basically forces a special attacker into the game, or someone that's just easily wallable by his team. So like if he puts out Jirachi, he can just go straight into Beware. If he puts out like Indeedee or anything else, he can just go straight into Chansey. Unless of course that Indeedee has Trick, which I'm pretty sure almost every Indeedee has been running Trick so far. But I think that's just me. He does go into Braviary, interestingly enough. I would think you'd want to go into something that beats Hatterin outright, but I guess this kind of does beat Hatterin a little bit. And he might actually defog here if he puts out Hatterin, but there's a good chance Wanka is going to put it in. Alright, and we see the Necrozma come out. So, Necrozma in this generation, I'm pretty sure it runs like a weakness policy autotomized set, which basically allows him to boost his speed times 2, and then if he gets hit by like something like U-Turd from Braviary, oh. So it was Meteor Beam. And unfortunately, Wanka does miss the Meteor Beam, which probably would have killed Braviary, because Braviary is physically defensive, so yeah, that's kind of rough. But, yeah, we do see the Meteor Beam come out. Wanka's gonna come back. We already had this DC problem before. But it looked like he already picked his move, so we're just waiting for Leru to pick his move. Alright, he goes straight into Chansey, which is obviously the best play when there's a Necrozma in front of you. That's +1. So, Necrozma probably doesn't have a healing move, so he's going to most likely get forced out, which is why I don't like Meteor Beam, unlike a lot of Pokemon. I don't like using Meteor Beam against normal until Chansey is, like, gone. Alright, let me leave here because it's being annoying with the tagging. But yeah, I do think that a Meteor Beam definitely shouldn't have been used already. I feel like he shouldn't have popped the Meteor Beam. We're still waiting for Wanka to come back, but I do think that at this point in the game he might have a tougher time winning, because he popped one of his strongest moves, or not one of his strongest moves, but one of his win conditions, it looks like, because the Chansey wasn't dead. We are still waiting for Wanka to come back, which is kinda concerning. There's not really much I can say because I think I've said everything already, but I guess if I have to look at Wanka's win path, the Crossbow looks like he might lose. I wouldn't say he would lose, but the Crossbow probably isn't going to do particularly well. He's probably going to switch him out. And if I had to choose his wing path, he's probably going to put in, he probably wants to use Trick on this Chansey to cripple it a little bit, and so his special attackers can wear it down a little bit further. Wanka does return though, which is good. But yeah, I think he's going to get walled by Chansey. This Necrozma is at least. But yeah, let me just check something real quick. Interesting. Yeah, only reason I'm looking at Photon Geyser in particular is because I thought he would have had it. And maybe he was like physical tech, I don't know. I just thought he might be some weird tech to beat Chansey, but clearly he isn't. Let's see, we see the Chansey teleport again, which means Slowbro also teleported again. Goes back into Braviary, and we're going to see him go into, I'm thinking maybe Indeedee, because Indeedee's kind of free now. And he can, if he does have Trick, he can potentially get the Chansey with Trick, so I want to see what he puts in. I think Indeedee is a pretty good switch in this particular situation. I'm not sure what set he is, of course. I think the most common one has been Specs. So I'm thinking he might put in Specs Indeedee, which literally OHKOs Braviary for sure, but I'm not sure how much damage it does against Chansey. And Chansey is obviously full. We do see Necrozma come back out though, which is kind of weird because Chansey is just going to come in again for free. So I'm not particularly sure why he did that. Alright, we do see the Photon Geyser come out, but Chansey obviously beats that because it's not physical. Yeah, I don't get the... Okay, we do see the Toxic on Chansey, but it doesn't matter because Natural Cure plus Teleport. We see the Heliolisk come out. Probably going to get a Glare on someone. And if Hatteran comes out, obviously Glare won't affect Heliolisk because it's an electric type. So yeah, there is that. Looks like we're waiting for the Leru to make a move here. Now that I know that the Heliolisk is leftovers, he's probably going to sub here, because he obviously takes a Scald. we see Necrozma come back out. Substitute comes out, and we're probably going to see a Thunderbolt come out next. Not sure if Thunderbolt's going to kill Necrozma. I don't think it will, because Necrozma's pretty fat. But, it does kill. Alright, nice. We do see Hatterene come out. Oh, that did a lot of damage to Hatterene. But the Calm Mind does happen, and we are probably going to see... Okay, so it's definitely going to Draining Kiss here. And now Hatterene is going to do what he's most famous for, and basically just revenge most of this team. Chansey will come out, but that'll heal Hatterene up to full once it Draining Kisses. Alright, well it didn't heal up to full, but Hatterene still wins the 1v1 against Chansey. Or, I guess not in this particular situation, because he didn't Calm Mind that turn. We do see the teleport into Helios though, which is a really good play. And now Hatterene is gone. Oh, well he didn't go straight into Thunderbolt, but Hatterene is still gone. And yeah, Helios claims another life. We see the Alakazam come out, which means Wanka has basically given up, because usually you would save this, but it's pretty obvious that it's over. We're gonna see another substitute from Leru most likely. And the Side Shotgun Alakazam definitely was a good find by Leru, because now we know that Chansey isn't super safe against this thing, especially if Psychic Terrain goes up. Now, I'm not sure if I agree with Glare here. Even though it will probably come in handy later on, I personally would have just broken the Sash. Alright, we do switch in on the Psyshock though, which is a pretty good play, and we're going to probably see a U-turn. Okay, but he did use Counter. Or maybe he's fast. He might be faster actually. Yeah, he was just faster. Alright, for a second I thought he used Counter there. Okay, thank you Leru for telling me what the set is. So it's Psych Up, Psyshock, Focus Counter. Psych Up is probably to deal with opposing setup sweepers, and to act as like a weird hybrid Ditto of sorts. And we have Counter for obvious reasons. I'm not sure if I like that set, but I can definitely see why it was brought. Leru really didn't even have to tell us the set, but it definitely does help a lot for commentating. But yeah, now that we know what the Alakazam is, let's see, is it still full? No, it's not full. Alright, we are probably going to see the Beware come out right now. Or maybe... Okay, so it's Stealth Rock, but no leftovers. So it might be, it's either Colbert or something else. But regardless, I think we want to go into... Okay, well that Iron Head did like 1,000,000 to his Diggersby. Dang, I did so much damage. I did not think it would do that much, but... Yeah, I don't think Leru expected it to do that much either. But yeah, we are probably going to see Jirachi click Iron Head again. And Leru's kind of in a bad situation. Alright, he does Quick Attack, which I don't personally agree with. But Diggersby is down. We see Beware come out. Do we see a substitute? Yes, we do see the substitute. So we're going to see a bunch of bulk ups from Beware. It looks like he's Chopal or Rocky Helmet, which I really don't like those sets. I like Leftovers a little bit better because it helps a little bit with helps with his problem of just being worn down really easily. So, but Leru is the MPL player here, not me, so I don't have to really agree with his sets, but as long as they serve their purpose, they're good as far as I'm concerned. We do see a teleport into Jirachi, which is very interesting. I guess he must have predicted to Chansey switching. So now he's going to spam Iron Head again. And Leru's being a little more cautious because obviously Beware eats an Iron Head from Jirachi, but like the problem is we know this Jirachi is not Choice Scarf because it set rocks and used Iron Head at the same time. So he's worried about a status move. I think that's what he's worried about, and you don't want Beware status, especially in this matchup where he's going to be using Darkest Lariat a lot. So I'm hoping Leru doesn't choke this, or he's probably going to get Iron Head Flinch because there's no way Jirachi is slower than Beware. There's actually no way, because naturally Jirachi outspeeds. And even with speed investment from Beware, it should be slower. Also, very lucky. I don't know why he risked the substitute there. That's actually kind of scummy. I'm not sure why he went for that. He had a lot of other options to go for. He didn't have to risk the substitute though. Because that could have gone very, very wrong if he had even a smidgen of a bad roll. So I would have Darkest Lariated there, just to be safe, even if I did have to risk an Iron Head. The sub to me doesn't make a ton of sense though. I mean, it does give him a lot of offensive pressure, but like it's way too risky to go for that. But we are going to see Leru probably win the rest of this game now because of that play. Alakazam does get KO'd. And Beware actually can't come in ever again. Actually, no, it still can if Braviary uses Defog, but there's a good chance we probably won't see Beware again. Alright, and we see the Heliolisk come out. Probably going to see him sub, yep. See him come out. Jirachi is going to get KO'd by Thunderbolt. And it looks like Leru has won this game. Wait, so it is... Wait, it's Choice Scarf Rocks? Okay. Wait, did I read that wrong? I must have not paid attention or something, because I could have sworn this thing was a non-choice. Yeah, I must have not paid attention. My bad, guys, but could have sworn. Once again, Leru does not get flinched, which is crazy. His non-flinch luck is actually incredible. But, yeah, it looks like Leru has won this game, because Indeedee obviously gets walled by Hadron. I mean, not Hadron. Whatever. Looks like Heliolisk does win. And yeah, that's it. That's it for the Bo3. This game was a lot less entertaining than the first game. The first game had a lot of heat tech, but this game was just like normal, just being normal. Nothing really fantastic or like really stand out about the team either. Like we all know Substitute Glare is a common set, we all know Braviary's heavy duty boots, we all know what Diggersby is going to do, we all know what Beware is going to do. Like there's nothing particularly special about this team or really anything about the way Leru played. I mean, he played very well with Teleport Chansey, but that was about it. Wanka's team was more interesting, but he did miss the Meteor Beam on the Braviary, which was pretty important, but I feel like it wouldn't have mattered in the grand scheme of this match, because he still had Diggersby, and he still had Chansey, and he never really played with Indeedee that much. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Wanka really stood a chance against this particular team. I think it was a pretty bad matchup. And even then, he still got hyper-lucked. So, yeah, very unfortunate way for Wanka to lose. But now, Leru has given the Miniors a chance at victory. So, I don't know how we'll see. I might cover that game, I might not. But my name has been Nammernan. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of content. Please subscribe for more, like the video, and that will be all for today. Hope you guys have a great day. Also expect a video coming later today about Zarude and its effect on the metagame.